I'm Tiffany Ferris. I'm the CEO of Palantir.net, and I'm a board member of the Drupal Association. This was my first UN open source week, and I could not have had a better time. The connections that were made between those who work in policy, those who work in programs, and those who work in open source just created this kind of magical experience where we shared ideas and we shared what's working and what's not working. And I just can't thank Odette and OICT and everyone who attended enough. This was such a great experience. I'm looking forward to coming back next year.
It's been a 5-day week. It's UN's Open Source Summit, and there's so much things that I appreciate and have learned. Day one was about maintainathon. I specifically attended the maintainathon, of which it was so informative. Having maintainers in one room speaking about the challenges that come with being a maintainer, funding, sustainability was one of the core things. And I'm glad that I also ran a session on bus factor and how at Async API we are tackling this through the maintainership program, and these are one of the steps that we are taking to equip the next generation. So those were one of the great initiatives that I did, and also meeting some of the sponsors. For instance, like Mercedes-Benz, I met somebody who sponsors us. I also met folks from Open Collective as well. Had great time with friends, finally meeting them in person. Shout out to Ruth, Abigail, Omotola from Outreachy. So I really had a great time also learning and enjoying. And yeah, it's been a great experience as well, meeting everybody in person as well. So looking forward to actually having more of these conversations, especially around open source, community, sustainability, and also funding, actually, because I feel like this is a critical part that is a bit lacking for now in open source, and also sustainability. So funding for sustainability, and yeah, let's see how it all goes, but it's been good.
My name's Steve Wally. I work in the open source ecosystem office at Microsoft, and I'm a co-teacher for a course in open source and software engineering at Carnegie Mellon University. I've spent the last 3 days here at the UN event, Open Source Week for the United Nations, and I think this has been a fantastic collection of people as we bring together all of the disparate parts of this community, from policymakers, global policymakers, to engineers who build open source projects for a living, to the companies that support them all. And I think getting everybody together in that room allows us to start to learn from each other and start to learn each other's language so that we can better communicate what some of these challenges are. Because there really is a great economic power to open source, but there's lots of nuance in that model, and I think this has been a fantastic opportunity for people to meet each other and share and go on to figure out what those next projects are together.
Hi, my name is Georg Blink. I'm an open source strategist at Biturgia and a co-founder of the Chaos Project. I'm here at the Open Source Week of the United Nations, and I've been here all 5 days, and it's been a really great experience. I was here last year, and this year it's been a much bigger program with more people and more engagement. One of the improvements I love over last year is that there were more interactive sessions, and we had really good conversations where we could get together and talk amongst each other. I also loved the hallway track, meeting with others just outside of the main session and having conversation, catching up with old friends, making new friends. It's a really great gathering of open source, but also broadening at least for me, broadening it to policymakers and international representation here was just phenomenal. The people I met here, just awesome people. So I'm very grateful that the United Nations has invited me and invited us to convene here in New York, and I hope this can continue because there are so many awesome efforts around the world, and bringing the threads together so we can collaborate and work together, I think is going to advance the agenda for everyone. So that's my takeaway from these 5 days here in New York at the United Nations Open Source Week.
My name is Newbert. I am here at the independent persons and I do a lot of sustainability development advocacy at the UN. And one of the reasons actually I'm here at the Open Source Week is to allow the space to learn and also to facilitate any collaboration that may stem from it. In order to do open source work, you need to be able to have an open mind. This is not a work that you can only do it by what is already available, and you need to think about what is going to be available, because it is applications that people are using, it is applications that are changing society. So that area where you can have a bridge between tech and society, that was fascinating. And I think also this work is going to be done by different region and different people. So you always need to be able to have that idea, especially you want to leave no one behind. Leave no one behind. So we are here, so we're presenting the other side of the spectrum, the other side of the idea, other side of the way things get done. So I'm glad to be here, and we will continue this talk.
My name's Lauren Gardner. I'm the Executive Director for Open Source Collective, and we're here at the UN Week, the UN for OSPOs. It's been an amazing week and a great chance to actually get to meet everybody in people, because so often we get to talk to each other online, but it's really just being able to connect on a human scale that I think makes it a lot easier for us to continue this work. It's hard work, but it's really meaningful work. So I'm glad we have the opportunity to do this.
My name is Wolfgang Gehring. I lead the open source program office at Mercedes-Benz Tech Innovation. And wow, 5 days of open source week at the United Nations. It's been so good. It's been super intense. I mean, after 5 days, so many talks, so many sessions, met tons of people, and everybody has a story to tell. Everybody is interesting to talk to and has their own unique experience. It's been so intense and so cool. I'm very grateful to have been a part of it, and yeah, of all the great people I met. And there's a lot of food for thought to take home with, and I'm looking forward to next year. Thanks.